So I'm going to get, I mean, it's not hippy dippy, but maybe a little bit. I want to get into personal growth just a little bit. Because as I said before, personal growth and shooting growth are parallel. Whether you even think of it that way or not, it doesn't matter. The more you shoot, the more you realize that they go hand in hand. All the things that you do in your life, your bad habits, your procrastination, you name it, it's all going to come through in the shooting too, guys. I'm telling you right now, it will. You're going to learn so much about yourself when you get into a good training class. It's going to blow your mind. And one of the things that's different about Defenders USA that I've noticed is that every class that we go through, that I've gone through, and I want to implement this into my classes too, we'll get into that here in a minute, is that there is always context behind why we're doing what we're doing. I don't know. There's some of my girls here from Maggie's. Shout out to the Maggies. But remember a couple weeks ago, girls, whenever I stopped everything and I just said, hey, listen, what are we doing here? Let's think about the reason that we're actually doing this drill right now. Why are we here? That's really important to know. It's really important to try to get into your training and into your mindset and keep that in the forefront of your mind, because I really don't think that you're going to get the full training out of something if you don't really know why you're doing it to begin with. And yeah, shooting's fun. We want to be better shooters just so we can, we're competitive, right? We want to be better than the next guy. I'm that way too. But at the end of the day, we have to remember why we're here. So anyway, I'll get off my soapbox about that. All right. So on the personal growth thing, just humor me a minute, guys, because these are the things, even just in the past, like 6 months, that I have had to remind myself. And one of these, even today. Okay. 2 of them probably. These are good daily goals that you can set for yourself and remember in your mind. Okay. The first thing is practice being uncomfortable. I am doing that right now. Okay. Practice being uncomfortable. What does that do? Tell me in the chat why that's important. Why is being uncomfortable important? The reason we want to be uncomfortable is because we want to stretch, we want to grow, we want to learn. And we can't do that if we're comfortable. Man, it's so nice to be comfortable though. Like, sitting in your shorts in the recliner and just like vegging out on the couch. Doesn't that feel good? Yeah, it feels good until you need to actually do something. And then you go try and run a mile, or actually you have to go like do whatever in real life and you realize how out of shape you are. That's a real thing, right? There's more people coming in, guys. Sorry, I'm distracted by that. Okay, so practice being uncomfortable. Guys, that doesn't mean you have to get up tomorrow and you have to run a mile. Okay. That doesn't mean that you have to go and have like a really uncomfortable conversation or get online like I did, on a live stream. You don't have to like jump off the cliff or anything. Just practice being a little bit more uncomfortable than you were yesterday. Just do something that's like, whenever that thing in your head says, you know what? Yeah, I just want to stay comfortable. I don't really want to do that. Or if somebody's like telling you something, they're trying to help you, they're trying to teach you, especially like in a training class, for example, and they're trying to say, hey, how about you maybe try this instead of just being like, yeah, I already know how to do this. You don't have to tell me anything. Maybe just try to be uncomfortable for a little bit and try it out and just see. Maybe you might be surprised. It might work out for you. I'm just challenging you guys. I just want you to start kind of thinking that way, because the more you do that before you ever even enter a training class, the better off you're going to be. Okay. Second thing, really important, show up for yourself. Have you heard that before? Show up for yourself every day. What that looks like to me is having discipline and having a plan, so that whenever I get up and I don't feel like doing whatever the thing is I need to do, whether it's dry fire or working out or whatever the thing is, I do it anyway. I show up for myself. And do you know why I show up for myself? The reason I do that is because I care about the people around me. If I am not in good physical, mental, and otherwise shape to be able to skill level and all of that, if I don't have those things intact, then I'm of no use to anybody if stuff starts hitting the fan. And I want to be the best absolute defender I can be in any possible situation. So that is why I show up for myself. Now, have I not shown up for myself? Oh yeah, you better believe it. I am not perfect, nowhere near. Okay. We've all been there, right? I mean, I know we have, but really focus on trying to show up for yourself every day, and be honest with yourself about things. That's another really big thing. You know what, guys? We lie to ourselves all the time, and we can make excuses for everything under the sun. I mean, how do I know all this? Because I've done it, right? So be honest with yourself. If you're lying to yourself, you're probably lying to other people around you too, and that's just not being authentic. So do everything you can to be honest with yourself. Doesn't mean you need to beat yourself up. It just means that if something isn't going the way that you know that it should, that you can say, you know what? I don't really think that this is the way to go. I want to change this. I want to do it different. And then seek that help, that you may need to do that. But you got to be honest first. If you're not honest, then, you're not doing yourself any favors, or your family or loved ones. Okay. Another one, here's a big one, guys, for all of my accuracy first shooters that, I mean, you guys say it out loud, so I don't even have to guess how you talk to yourself on the range. But I've been guilty of it too. We got to talk to ourselves the same way that, someone that really cares about us would talk to ourselves. That's what our internal dialogue should be, right? Whether you're on the range or when you're just trying to do something hard, when you're in that uncomfortable space and those voices start coming in your head, you just need to shut them down and be kind to yourself. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself some patience to learn new things. And if you don't have that in you, when we're on the line, I'll help you be that for a while. I'll help that get into your head, and then hopefully some of it'll sink in whenever you leave. I've done that to a few of you. Okay. And the last thing, okay, before we get into your most powerful weapon, is do the work. Do the work. If you want to be good at whatever it is you want to be good at, you got to do it. And you have to show up and do it every day. Okay, that could be all kinds of different things. It doesn't have to be shooting, but if you want to get good at anything, you've got to show up and do the work. So those are just some things that, off the top of my head that I came up with.